Unboxing and installation video tutorial X11. Tools required. Cut off the packing ties securing the packaging carton. Open the carton. Get an assistant and lift the motorcycle out of the package. Carton. Cut off the 3 packing ties securing the front wheel and remove the front wheel. Place it aside for later use. Cut off the packing ties and remove the front shock absorber secured to the metal frame. Place it aside for later use. Then remove the front shock absorber secured on the other side. Place it aside for later use. Remove the upper and lower triple clamp assemblies secured to the metal frame. Place it aside for later use. Cut off the packing ties securing the head tube. Use the M14 socket wrench to remove all the fixing bolts under the packaging metal frame. Carefully remove the packaging metal frame. Remove the protective film and bubble wrap covering the bodywork. Take out the accessory packaging carton under the head tube. Place it aside for later use. Remove the number plate hanging on the head tube. Place it aside for later use. Cut off the packing ties and remove the front fender above the rear wheel. Place it aside for later use. Cut off the packing ties securing the front brake master cylinder assembly and remove the front brake master cylinder. Place it aside for later use. Cut off the 2 packing ties securing the handlebars and take out the handlebars. Cut off all the packing ties on the right side of the bodywork and remove the foam padding and the bubble wrap on the rear brake caliper. Likewise, cut off the packing ties and remove the foam padding on the left side of the bodywork. Ask an assistant to help lift the motorcycle onto the repair stool in preparation for subsequent installation. Open the accessory packaging carton, take out the accessories inside, and prepare for the fitting installation.
本来就有2张的。
Take the grease packet and apply it to the upper and lower steering head races of the steering head tube. Install the upper and lower triple clamps. Use a 17mm socket to loosen the upper triple clamp lock nut and remove the upper triple clamp. Use a 38 to 42mm hook spanner to loosen the upper dust cover, remove the bearing and place it on the steering head races of the steering head tube. Feed the steering stem through the steering head tube from the bottom. Screw the dust cover back on, then tighten it with a 38 to 42mm hook spanner. Install the upper triple clamp, screw in the upper triple clamp lock nut, and note not to fully tighten it for now. Install the front shock absorbers. Tidy up the wiring harness and place the left and right wiring harnesses on the lower triple clamp respectively. Fit the R-marked front shock into the R-labeled mounting hole on the lower triple clamp. Screw the shock mounting bolt into the front shock from the upper triple clamp. Fit the R-marked front shock into the R-labeled mounting hole on the lower triple clamp. Screw the shock mounting bolt into the front shock from the upper triple clamp. Use a 17mm socket to tighten the two mounting bolts of the front shock absorbers and the lock nut of the upper triple clamp. Install the upper pressure blocks and handlebars. Place the handlebars in the mounting groove of the lower pressure blocks. Remove the protective film during installation. We will not demonstrate this here to prevent scratching the handlebars. Then place the upper pressure blocks on, hand tighten the bolts first, and finally tighten them securely with an M6 hexagon socket wrench to ensure firm fastening. Remove the bubble wrap, protecting the grip, rubber, and throttle housing. Install the front brake master cylinder assembly. Use an M4 hexagon socket wrench to loosen the handlebar clamp bolt and remove the clamp block. Clamp the mounting groove of the handle onto the handlebar. Fit the clamp block back and tighten the bolt. Install the front fender. Use an M8 socket to take off the two bolts at the lower triple clamp. Remove one flat washer from the bolt fitted with two flat washers and fit it onto the other bolt. Then screw the two bolts into the lower triple clamp by hand to secure the front fender. Then tighten them securely with an M8 socket. Use the cable ties in the accessory box to secure the wiring of the ignition switch together with the front brake hose. Use an M10 socket to remove the two mounting bolts on the front brake caliper. Use an M4 hex socket wrench with an M8 open-end wrench to loosen the bolt and nut on the front brake hose clamp. Slide the hose into the clamp and push the hose's rubber sleeve into it. Then tighten the bolt and nut so the clamp clamps the brake hose tightly. Rotate the brake hose clamp at the lower triple clamp to make it clasp the hose. Then tighten the two bolts on the lower triple clamp with an M13 socket. Install the number plate. Use an M8 socket with an M10 open-end wrench to remove the number plate bolt on the number plate bracket. Insert the locating pins under the number plate into the locating holes on the front fender. Pass the bolt through the number plate and the number plate bracket, screw on the nut, and tighten it securely. Install the front wheel rim assembly. Lift the front wheel, clamp the brake disc into the gap between the brake pads, align it with the front wheel axle mounting holes and pass the front wheel axle through. Slide the long front wheel spacer onto the front wheel axle on the brake disc side, align it with the mounting holes, pass the front wheel axle through, and screw on the front wheel axle nut. Use an M14 open-end wrench to hold the front wheel axle in place. Then tighten the nut securely with an M17 socket. Install the rear shock absorber. Take off the mounting nut. Lift the rear wheel, align with the rear shock absorber's mounting holes. Slide the mounting bolt through and screw on the nut. Bolt through and screw on the nut. Use the M14 open-end wrench to hold the mounting bolt in place. 10 tag 10 time Montag newt of the rear shock absorber with an M13 socket. Use the M10 socket to remove the two mounting bolts on the rear brake caliper and take out the locating plate. Align the gap between the two brake pads with the brake disc / clamp it onto the disc, then fasten the rear brake caliper to the brake bracket with an M10 socket. Clip the rear brake hose into the rear brake hose clamp. Secure the rear brake hose with the cable tie on the right side of the head tube. Then secure the left side wiring harness with the cable tie on the left side of the frame. Install the foot peg teeth. Straighten the cotter pin with needle nose pliers / then remove the cotter pin and the foot peg pin. Align the mounting holes of the foot peg teeth and foot peg bracket. Remove the cotter pin and pin of the right foot peg teeth / using the same method. Align the right foot peg teeth with the mounting holes. Insert T-pin. Slide the cotter pin into the pin's mounting hole / then bend it over. Install the side stand. Use the M17 socket to remove the mounting bolt of the side stand. Align the mounting holes of the side stand and its mounting plate / tighten the side stand's mounting bolt with an M17 socket. Hook the circular end of the side stand spring onto the side stand locating pin /, then use an Allen wrench to hook the other end onto the side stand's positioning pin. Install the fuel tank cap and the fuel tank breather hose. Tear off the transparent tape on the fuel tank filler neck / and screw the fuel tank cap onto it clockwise. Then insert the chest protector vent hose into the chest protector vent hole on the fuel tank cap. Install the chest protector cover / and the chest protector padding. Run the chest protector cover onto your Handlebar, lay the padding on it, then wrap the cover around the padding. Cut the cable tie on the exhaust gas hose. Take off the hose clamp and rubber cap from the engine's exhaust gas hose connector. Attach the exhaust gas hose /, then fix it / with the hose clamp. Use the M13 socket to remove the seat nut and flat washer. Under T Fender, then remove the seat cushion. Take off the black and red insulating caps, terminal bolts, and nuts on the battery. Carefully place the terminal nut into the terminal block / and secure the power cord of the matching color to the terminal block. Peel off the seat cushion's protective film. Clip the front slot of the seat cushion onto the fuel tank's positioning bolt / and refasten the seat cushion. Installation done over. Turn on the ignition switch / press the start button to test power supply.